Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'd like to bring this meeting to order at this time. First of all, I just want to make a personal testimony that I'm thankful that I'm here tonight and thankful that the Lord has blessed me to come through some type of sickness. And I just want to say to you all, if you're here with me, you ought to be thankful that things are as well as they are. You can certainly be up today and down and out tomorrow. I just want to give my own testimony, and whether you want to hear it or not, but I am grateful for just being here tonight, to be able to see you and you see me. This meeting is a meeting with the Northampton County Board of Commissioners on this March the 7th. And we're here to take care of the business for Northampton County. I promise you that we will do it to the very best of our ability, because we do not take this responsibility lightly. This is serious, because what we are doing are being servants, and we being servants must be accountable. On the walls behind me are our mission statement. You can see what we desire to do. We desire to just do it fair and right, and do all we can to help the citizens of our county. Likewise, you see a vision statement that also says to you that we want to make sure that we're looking in the future. It's not about us folks. It's about the young folks that's coming up behind us. What will Northampton County look like 20 years from now? What will it look like? If we don't prepare for it today, it will be doomed. But if we prepare today, we can make it a fabulous place to live, to raise our children, and for our families to grow and prosper. At this time, I'm going to ask you, if you would, to please, let's have a moment of silence, and let us not forget those who we know were in trouble tonight because of Russia and other things that's going on. Let's have just a moment of silence. Thank you for indulging us tonight, but now let us stand as we live in the greatest place in the world, the United States of America. Let us have the pledge to allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board members, you do have with you a copy of the agenda for tonight. You have it before you. I do ask that you would consider adding one agenda item. The Halifax Community College interim president is here. I'd like to add him to the agenda. He would like to come and make a request for next year's budget. That's the only item that I have. I think they also want to take off. Let's see, there was another one. Maybe that's the only one. Is that any items that we need to take off? Any items? Anybody need to add in others? You don't have any? Okay, board members, then could I have a motion for the approval of the agenda?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
the shredded contract, are we doing that this evening?
No, sir.
Okay, clear.
Okay. There were some concerns with that with the attorney. He probably doesn't know about it, and we got to talk to our attorney about it because there was part that he put in there that they didn't, they wanted us to sign, but didn't quite agree. So we got to get with our attorney and make sure that he's okay with it. Okay. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved and second that we approve the agenda as given. Motion made by Vice Chairman Fulton, second by Commissioner Boone. Are you ready for your question? Any discussion? All in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Aye, Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Aye, Edwards.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next, we have the conflict of interest statement. I'm going to ask Commissioner Boone if you would read that for me, please.
In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A-44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board, unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
Board members, if you have a conflict, not, will you let me know now? No conflict? Commissioner?
No conflict.
No conflict.
No conflict.
Thank you. Now we shall proceed with our board agenda. First, we're going to do a confirmation for Virginia Spur. I'm going to ask the Vice Chairman if you would read it for us.
Of course, sir. And we have an obituary that was submitted by the family as well as the proclamation. Virginia D. Sproul, known as Jen, 87, went home to be with the Lord in Durham, North Carolina on Monday, February 28th, 2022. Virginia was born in Rich Square, North Carolina on December 26, 1934, to her mother, Edna Taylor Downing. She was an only child and was raised for most of her childhood in the loving home of her grandparents, India and Tossie Taylor Sr., both deceased, and her uncle, Tossie Jack Taylor Jr., and Aunt Bessie Taylor. She and Jack were inseparable, and it was in that home that Virginia blossomed, gaining confidence, excelling in school, and learning to be a ferocious advocate for those in need. She attended W.S. Creasy Elementary School and High School in Northampton County. She met Charles T. Sproul prior to heading off to college at North Carolina Central University. They married shortly after Virginia graduated from NCCU with a Bachelor of Social Work. Virginia worked as a social worker in New York City and in North Carolina until her retirement in 1997. While living in the Bronx, New York, they had their only son, Darian Thomas Sproul, in 1962. In 1971, the family moved back to Rich Square, North Carolina, and settled in what would be the family home for many years. After Charles passed in 1996, Virginia continued advocating to improve. I think someone might have an open mic. It's giving us a little feedback on the call. Thank you. Virginia continued advocating to improve people's lives by becoming politically active. She pursued and won a seat as a Northampton County Commissioner in 2000 and remained the people's choice for 16 years. Eventually becoming chairman, Virginia then retired and lived a most comfortable life in Rich Square. Her medical issues prompted a move to the Durham area to be closer to her family and medical professionals. Virginia is survived by her granddaughter, Cameron D. Sproul, and daughter-in-law, Karen M. Sproul, Darren's wife of Mitchellville, Maryland, her cousin Cedric Taylor and his wife, Donna Marie Wynn of Hillsborough, North Carolina, her aunt Joyce Taylor, Tossie Taylor Jr. of Oxford, North Carolina, her cousin Percy Nip Lassiter, Gwen Lassiter of Rich Square, North Carolina, and a host of family, friends, and colleagues who live in various places throughout the country. The family will receive visitors at Wilder's Funeral Home located at 921 South Main Street, Rich Square, during the wake on Friday, March 11th, from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. A short program will begin at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Visitors are required to wear masks and social distance. The funeral service will be a private ceremony. The family is thankful to all those who have reached out with comforting words and gestures of love. If you would like to donate to the NCCU School of Social Work, please use a link that's provided by the family to continue Virginia's legacy and support of her HBCU and the wonderful young people who continue to pursue degrees in social work. Whereas the citizens of Northampton County lost a dedicated public servant with the death of Virginia D. Sproul on February 28, 2022. Whereas Mrs. Sproul was born in Rich Square on December 26, 1934, and attended W.S. Creasy Elementary and High School before graduating from North Carolina Central University with a Bachelor of Social Work. Whereas Mrs. Sproul, always a ferocious advocate for those in need, worked passionately as a social worker in New York City and in North Carolina until her retirement in 1997. Whereas Ms. Sproul was elected and served for 16 years on the Northampton County Board of Commissioners, including several years in which she served as chair of the board. And whereas Mrs. Sproul was universally respected by her fellow board members and the employees and citizens of Northampton County for her leadership and tireless work ethic on behalf of the county. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Northampton County Board of Commissioners respectfully honors the life and memory of Virginia D. Sproul and expresses sincere sympathy and condolences to the entire Sproul family during this time of great personal loss. Be it further proclaimed that the board expresses on behalf of the citizens of Northampton County deep appreciation and gratitude for the gifts and time, ability, and commitment given by Virginia D. Sproul in representing the interests of Northampton County on the Board of Commissioners. This, the 7th day of March, 2022.
Thank you, Commissioner. At this time, could I have a motion that we would accept this proclamation for our former county commissioner?
So moved. Second.
Moved and properly. Second, that we would accept this coming from our vice chair proclamation. We will give it to the family when we go there on Friday. Are there any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it known by you, you sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Aye, Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Aye, Edwards.
Thank you. As have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. At this time, we have proclamations of Jamie Harvey Grant, Northampton County citizen, celebrating 103 years birthday on March the 7th, 2022.
Jamie Leona Harvey Grant, better known as Aunt Janie or Mama Janie to many, will celebrate her 103rd birthday on March the 6th. She celebrated on March the 6th, 2022. She is the proud mother of 2 daughters, Johnny M. Edwards, and Rosa G. Thomas, and godmother to a host of nieces and nephews. Miss Grant is truly the matriarch of her family. For many years, Janie worked the Sharecrop family farm. Later, she gained employment at Miles Craft Sewing Factory, where she worked from 1960 to 1975. Her passion in life is her relationship with Jesus Christ, her Lord and Savior. Her most often used quote is, "Life is not worth living without Jesus." Janie lives her life consistently giving love, support, guidance, and wisdom to family, friends, and the community. Northampton County Board of Commissioners proclamation recognizing the 103rd birthday of Miss Janie Leona Harvey Grant. Whereas longevity of life is a blessing for an individual and for a community which benefits from the knowledge, creativity, and experiences this individual brings to all. Whereas the Northampton County Board of Commissioners recognizes with respect and admiration the contributions of senior citizens to our county. Whereas Miss Janie Leona Harvey Grant, born on March 6, 1919, and better known as Aunt Janie or Mama Janie to many, is the proud mother of two daughters, Johnny M. Edwards and Rosa G. Thomas, godmother to a host of nieces and nephews, and is truly the beloved matriarch of her family. Whereas for many years, Miss Grant worked the Sharecrop family farm and later gained employment at Miles Craft Sewing Factory, where she worked from 1960 to 1975. Whereas Miss Grant's passion in life is her relationship with Jesus Christ, her Lord and Savior, and her most often used quote, sorry I repeat this, but it comes from the family, then I read the proclamation. Life is not worth living without Jesus Christ. Whereas Miss Grant, who has expressed a multitude of changes and milestones in her life, lives her life consistently giving love, support, guidance, and wisdom to her family, friends, and community. And whereas the United States has the greatest number of centenarians in the world, and today, Miss Grant should be honored for her 103 years on this earth. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Northampton County Board of Commissioners does hereby honor Miss Janie Leona Harvey Grant, extending its sincere congratulations to her on the event of her 103rd birthday and wishing her long life and prosperity in the days and years to come. This the 7th day of March, 2022.
Proclamation has been read. Board, what is your pleasure?
Chairman, trying to make a motion that we approve the proclamation recognizing the 103rd birthday of Miss Janie Leona Harvey Grant.
Moved and proper second that we would recognize her for 103 years old. At this time, are there any questions in the discussion? If not, all in favor, let nobody use your sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
I Edwards.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vice Chairman, for doing that for me. At this time, we shall move forward with our agenda. We're going to have the introduction of our 4-H assistant. Greg, will you please come forward, Mr. Patterson?
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good
See
evening.
y'all again. This evening, I would like to introduce our new 4-H program assistant, Mr. Joel Dixon. Joel is from Kinston, North Carolina. He grew up in the 4-H program of Lenoir County. He has worked with youth at the Coastal Plains Boys and Girls Club, where he served as the environmental educator art director, and then also at Betsy Jeff Penn as the environmental educator. We're glad to have him here. He has joined our staff in February, and he currently is residing in Jackson. So I will introduce to you Mr. Joel Dixon.
Hello, everybody. So I'm not going to be before you long. I'm Joel Dixon. I just want to first thank the Board of Commissioners and the people here tonight for allowing me to be presented before you guys. As he said, I do come from Kinston, North Carolina, Lenoir County. I graduated in 2016 from Kinston High School. So I'm very honored and I'm very I'm honored and I'm ready to begin serving the youth of this community. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to have you.
And just one other thing that, I just recently attended a funeral of Miss Autry Jenkins, who served Northampton County as family and consumer science agent.
Oh, man.
And she passed away last week, and I just wanted to, while I was up here, make you aware of that. But we're going to miss Miss Autry, but she did leave behind all the wonderful people she worked with and everything throughout the years. So Cooperative Extension misses her, but just want to take that opportunity to let you know about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate all you're doing, Craig. We really do. At this time, we shall have the grant funds received from Ronald Electric by Teresa Scott.
Good evening, Chairman Tyner, Vice Chair Faulkner, Commissioner Boone, Commissioner Buffalo, and Commissioner Edwards. I stand before you asking you for approval. On December of last year, we applied for a grant through Roanoke Electric and it was approved. So I stand before you tonight asking for your approval for the funds for the Roanoke Electric grant in the amount of $250.
Okay, board members, we have the coming for us to accept the grant from Roanoke Electric for our agent program. What is your pleasure?
Chairman Tyner, I make a motion that we accept the grant from Roanoke Electric in the amount of $250 for the senior center, specifically for the home delivered meals program.
Yes, that's for the.
Moved and properly second that we accept this grant. Are there any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
I, Faulkner.
I, Edwards.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried.
And I do have one other one that I didn't get a chance to, if I may, Chairman.
Yes,
Tyner.
yes, you may.
Also asking your approval, I applied for the Roanoke Valley United Way grant in the amount of $5,000 last year, and that was approved as well. So I seek your permission to receive those funds for the home delivered meal program.
It's $5,250. I can add, I can't do nothing else, but I can add. Our board members, we need to, again,
Chairman Tyner, I make a
Yes.
motion that we accept the Roanoke Valley United Way grant funds donation of $5,000, also to be used for the home delivered meals program for the Northampton County Senior Center.
it'll be moved and proper second that we will receive those funds for our Asian program. Are there any questions, any discussion? Any others? All in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
I, Faulkner.
I, Edwards.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Let me say while you're standing there, I want to say it too, so that everybody will know. I appreciate that we are what you're doing for our aging program. I want the board to understand that she has gone through Upper Coastal Plains, have gotten everything approved for Northampton County to receive its full reimbursement for the food and the meals that we deliver. She's also now the administrator for that program, for the entire program, which is about $400,000, about $400,000. She'll be working with social services and other agencies in our county. So I just want to thank you. You've come on, you really taken it and you run with it. And I want you to know how much we appreciate it. Because this board understands in Northampton County, these senior citizens are here. The senior citizens need to be taken care of. And I say to all of you that's here tonight, if you got a problem, you need some help with senior citizens, please see her. We'll be willing to do all we possibly can through her and social services to make sure that our senior citizens are taken care of. So again, I want to say to this board, we have a jewel here in helping us with our senior program and getting it on the way. I want to thank you, Ms. Buffalo, for working with her likewise and making sure that this is done. but to thank you for your work. Thank you for how you had to travel to Wilson and all that you had to do to get this program where it needs to be. It's 100% on board now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give a hand. When folks do good, you ought to tell them to do good. Okay. This time we're gonna have the medical insurance rate.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Citizens. I'm Sheila Watford, here again. Interim HR Director for Human Resources. Let's see. So I'm here to obtain the board approval of a 4% increase to the medical coverage for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, and to consolidate the ancillary carriers and streamline open enrollment. I also still have Gallagher Group here. If you have any additional questions from last time, they're here again to answer any question for you. The increase will allow the employees to continue health care and affordable costs and maintain membership with the N-CHIP Blue Cross Group. I ask that the board approve the 4% increase by adopting one of the following. The county covers the total increase, or the county employees share the cost. Also like the county to consider transitioning to MetLife for the dental, vision, basic life, volunteer life, short-term disability, long-term disability, and the EAP program. Also to transition to Voya for the supplemental health products such as the accident, critical illness, with and without cancer, and the hospital indemnity.
Thank you. Board members, you heard this last meeting, and we also have had you to talk with the insurance company to answer any questions that you might have. I need to say, first of all, it's a 4% increase, and we know that everything is going up. But I want to report to this board tonight, it looked like that we're going to be able to solve that 4% so that we'll not have our people working with us will not have to do that. At least if we don't do the 4%, at least half of it, but we're looking at doing the entire 4% so that we won't have to go to our employees and ask them for additional monies for health insurance. But everybody knows health insurance premium going up. Everything is up. Go to the grocery store, everything up. Go to get some gas, everything up. We recognize that, and we're going to do all we can to make sure that we can solve this. Also want to say to the board members that we want to solve this, but we also want to note that this, if we do well health-wise, this money will not be spent, it'll be put in the pool. So we're praying that people's health will be fine so that the money will remain in the pool. So if you approve this tonight, we promise you that we'll look in our budget. What's the use in giving people an increase in salary? They ain't gonna go up with their health insurance. And we need to do everything in our power as we look at the new budget, what we can do to solve that 4%. Now, I'll open this up at this time for any questions, but we can have a motion on this. We've discussed this, and time is leaving us as far as making sure that we have our insurance program ready to go for next year. Time is of essence. And I want you to know that maybe next year with a new manager or whoever is in charge will be able to start on this even earlier, looking at this health insurance to see if we really need to make any other changes. I need to say that to you. Mr. Evans, do you have any questions?
I have none, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. And I hope what I've just said would help you to understand that we're going to try to resolve this ourselves. Okay.
The The presentation at the last board meeting was only in reference to the 4% increase. We did not receive a presentation about the, we kind of cut it off. So transitioning the ancillary or supplemental services, is that at an increase from where our employees are currently?
I mean, now,
Sheila, would you like me to take that?
you
question?
can.
Okay. If everybody flips to page 23 of the packet here, and again, this is Wes Grixon from Gallagher. It's great to see everybody tonight. Thanks for having us. You'll see a
We do
summary.
we do not have numbers on our agents, on all of them. On some of them it is. Okay, on two. Okay, it's on the white ones, it's not. On the blue ones it is. I see it.
Okay. The title of the page there is Carrier Overview, Fiscal Year FY23 Recommendation. And across the board, we were able to secure benefits that matched or enhanced your current coverages and decrease prices. And so that's going to be a noticeable change for your employees. They're going to see lower premiums. For the dental, it's 10% savings. For the vision, it's 20%. For the basic life and AD&D, it's 5%. For the short-term disability, it's 8%. For the long-term disability, it's matching your current. And then for the voluntary benefits, which is the critical illness, accident, and hospital indemnity, a tremendous amount of savings through Voya, ranging from 28% to 67% in some cases, based off of certain employees' ages. And so that's one thing that we really paid attention to is, number one, consolidating carriers. So making the administration very more streamlined for Sheila and the HR team. But number two, making sure that we're bringing very competitive proposals to the table for your employees, and we're able to decrease costs across the board.
Another question?
My favorite part of it is that the because we're going to MetLife, that means that every employee that have insurance for life insurance will have access to the EAP program. That's something that was very important to me. I think that everybody should have access to the EAP program, so they get access to have that just by having one of the MetLife products and no additional cost to them.
Now, I know I had a lot of questions and I did speak with them at length, along with our HR director, to get a deeper understanding. And I did express my concern about the timeline. And they did assure us that next year, through this process of us looking at our carriers for next year, our providers for next year, that that they will be starting earlier with us. And I think they start in December once the end of the calendar year, but just getting to us earlier. I don't like to definitely anything that there's an increase in a one shot, one-time conversation. But I do have a better understanding. Not that I agree, but I do understand their process, and then that $75,000 worth of savings is kind of in a pool that we can kind of use to draw from to offset some of the cost increase from us in the future. So it doesn't go away. It stays kind of in a savings, if you will, for us. So I don't have any questions. I just want to share with the citizens that I said I was going to do that, and we did have that meeting. So,
Woman, what is your pleasure? What's your pleasure? No pleasure?
Chairman Tanner, I make a motion that we accept the recommendation as presented by Mrs. Watford, that the board approves the 4% increase by adopting option 1, that the county covers the increase.
You put me on the spot. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Can I hear a second? Guess I want one.
Second, Buffalo.
Was in proper second. That we will adopt this insurance plan. Are there any any other question, any discussion? All in favor, let me know by you sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
I, Boone. I, Faulkner.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
Go to work and get it ready so there won't be no hiccups come July 1. Okay, thank you. Surplus, vehicles donation.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Board of Commissioners.
Evening.
Coming before you tonight, I received an email back in January from the Garysburg Volunteer Fire Department. They noticed that we had a surplus vehicle that's been out of service since May of 2017.
Look, somebody's talking. Now, we still in the meeting, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The fire department wants to acquire the vehicle for their use. They know that it's beyond mechanical limits as reported by our mechanic at the time. But according to the deputy fire chief there in Garysburg, they have a mechanic that's willing to donate his time and parts to get the vehicle running so the fire department can use the vehicle. And this all happened to what was wrong with it. I think some sensors are bad in the engine, some oxygen sensors and so forth and so on. So that's the request that they have come through me to the Board of Commissioners with. The vehicle is currently sitting beside our station, has not been on the county insurance for a number of years. And if they do come and get it, it probably is going to have to be towed from there.
Board members, you got any questions you need to ask Mr. Newell about this vehicle? It's going to one of our municipalities, Garysburg. It'd be a better place rather than sitting idle and drunk in the way for us. What is your pleasure on this? I certainly hope you don't want to continue this.
Chairman Tyner, I make a motion that we approve the donation of the out of service 2004 Ford Explorer with the VIN number indicated in the decision paper to the Garysburg Volunteer Fire Department so that the vehicle can continue to serve the citizens of Northampton County.
With a proper second, we'll donate that vehicle to Harrisburg. Are there questions, discussion? Not all in favor, known by usual sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
I, Faulkner.
I, Boone.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners.
Continue on.
Next decision paper I have is time to renew our stretcher maintenance contract. This is a 2-year renewal. We use a company by the name of MSAR. I took a couple of months to see if I could find another company or companies that could bid, because I'm one of those like to carry several bids to the Board of Commissioners. There's just absolutely no other company that would bid. This company has been, we've been using this company for approximately 10 years. They come in and they take all our stretchers and they return them back to factory specs. And what this does, it makes it safer for the technicians, the citizens, and also extends the life of a stretcher to about 20 years. We can get about 20 years life out of a stretcher. So the annual cost is $2,750 and it is budgeted. But we just have to renew that contract for another 2 years. I did submit it to Mr. McKellar and it did meet legal sufficiency.
Okay. Board members, any question you need to ask? Mark, what is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the annual stretcher maintenance contract from MSAR at an annual rate of $2,750.
Second, Faulkner.
Properly second that we would entertain this contract given to us for stretchers. Question, any discussion?
Chair Tyner, and this is not necessarily related to this contract, but do we have, and this is maybe for our finance director, if we have a sole source form that when a director or a division wants to bring something to us and there's no one else that they can find that does that work, that could be included in our packet, where they can basically say that they have reached out and cannot locate someone else that offers this service. That way we'll know it before we come to the board meeting that there was nothing else. So if that's not something we have in place, if that's something we can kind of look at doing.
We can.
Okay.
No problem. Any other discussion? That's no problem.
Thank you.
Need to do it. All in favor, let know by you saying aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Edwards.
Let's have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Appreciate it.
Evening.
Good evening.
I am before you this evening with two items on the agenda. The first item is for ad valorem tax appeals, is to obtain the board's approval to release or refund ad valorem taxes in the amount of $1,137.95 for 4 appeals. There's attached listing of property owners who have requested that I appeal this on their behalf. It is my recommendation that the Board of Commissioners approve this request for the release or refunds.
Board, what is your pleasure on this refund?
Make a motion that we approve the request for release or refund of Avalon tax appeal submitted herewith in amounts of $1,137.95 for the 4 appeals for the reasons stated on the listing.
Moving proper second that we will refund the amount that's given. Are there any questions, any discussion? Not all in favor, let know by you saying aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Aye, Edwards.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Continue on.
Second item on the agenda is for ad valorem motor vehicles. And that is also to obtain the board's approval for 16 appeals in the amount of $1,328.72. And that is for errors in the a tax imposed through clerical error, an illegal tax, or tax levy for illegal purposes.
Board members, what is your pleasure?
Chairman, can I make a motion? Approve the refund. In the amount stated is $1,320.72. Presented by Ms. Mason.
Second.
Second, Buffalo.
Moving proper second that we would do the refunds as given. Are there any questions, any discussion? Not all in favor? That be known by saying aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Aye, Edwards.
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Okay, Chairman Tyner, do you mind if I add one thing to my?
Please do.
Okay, thank you. So this is actually for the taxpayers in Northampton County, okay? And I would like to first say that it has been an absolute delight to serve the taxpayers of Northampton County. Recently, we have sent out correspondence regarding delinquent taxes, and we have been receiving a lot of phone calls, a lot of people coming by. I understand everyone's frustrations, and we want to help. Please call us, come by so that we can help you, assist you and help you understand why you received that letter.
While I do understand your frustrations, I'm going to ask our taxpayers to please do not come to our office or call being rude to my staff or myself. Again, it is a delight to serve the taxpayers of Northampton County. We will do so with superior customer service, one taxpayer at a time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't have your job. Maybe. I need to say thank you for all that you're doing, all the support that you're giving. I need to make a statement. I need citizens to understand this. The tax notices that have gone out, there's still a lot of people not able to pay their tax. Make sure y'all understand this. There is the tax notice that just went out. No secret about it. Over $3 million. 1 year. Delinquent tax. Folks, we're going to do all we can to help you. Go to the tax office. They'll put you on a plan. We'll do everything in our power to help you. But taxes are here. And there's nothing we can do about the tax. At the end of the year, try to lower them again. But tax is going to be here. So that tells me something in Northampton County. When we got that amount of money owed for taxes, it tells me that things are not as well in Northampton County for a lot of our citizens as it seems to be. I need to say that. There are still some families going through some hardships without work. Even our senior citizens, we use that word fixed income. All of us got that, but theirs is so fixed that it's so low, they're unable to pay their taxes. I ask you, the tax department, continue to work with our citizens that we can continue to make Northampton County what it needs to be. And thank you for your working with them. I know they come in and they're upset. Some of them, that's all they have. And they're having to give it to you. And sometimes they need to go to the grocery store, or maybe need to go to get some medicine. But they had to come to see you. So please, I know you all are, but have patience with them. And remember, like somebody said, that they're always right. They're not always right, but we try to accompany them, okay? Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to move now. I'm going to ask Board Member Fuellette, Halifax Community College, we add it to agenda to come right now and do his appeal to us.
Good evening, Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I appreciate the opportunity provided to me to present information about the budget request for year FY 22-23 on behalf of Halifax Community College. I'm speaking on behalf of also the board has asked me to come tonight and make this presentation. They have looked over the numbers that you've been provided, and hopefully each of you has a packet of information that we can go through briefly. I do also want to say that for me, this is I feel a little bit of a void tonight, certainly with Dr. Elam usually being here with me, and certainly he would lead off and I would follow up, and I miss my mentor this evening. So appreciate everyone here, and as commissioners and others here who have provided condolences to the college and to Mrs. Elam and the family. Okay, let me jump into the request that you have in front of you, and I will try to summarize the best of this to my ability as quickly as I can. The Board of Trustees approved the information that you see before you on February 22nd of this year. And the pleasure we have also on our board is your Commissioner Buffalo as our trustee Buffalo. So we also appreciate certainly from a Northampton County presidents having a board member on our board, and that certainly is a pleasure. So when we go through and talk about these are numbers that have been looked at by our board and approved by our board. So I do want to point out that currently we're receiving an appropriation of $97,000 that we've received this current year, FY 21-22. And so our request that will go forward into next year would be a request of $6,458 higher, $103,468. And I have broken that down in the table towards about 2/3 of the way down the first page that you have. I do want to point out that 20.7% of the students at Halifax Community College are coming from Northampton County. And so when we're making requests here in this regard, we've taken the 20.7% and multiplied it by the estimated amount of utilities for the year for the college, waste removal for the college, custodial supplies, and maintenance supplies, and multiplying those estimated costs for the whole college by 20.7%. And that comes up with a total of $103,468. That is our request. Now, in saying that, we certainly appreciate Northampton County students, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve Northampton County students, particularly through the Northampton County Early College Program. This year, we expect for 28 students to receive their associate's diplomas or certificates through Halifax Community College, along with their high school diplomas, 28. And I don't believe I'm wrong in saying this. That is the highest number of any of the early colleges that we serve.
That's great.
And of course, that is a program that is designed for a 5-year program for a student to get a high school diploma and to finish up with a community college associate's diploma or certificate in a 5-year period. And the tuition for the college is free. So we appreciate the opportunity to serve Northampton County students. And we appreciate also the partnership that we have. We feel like we have a strong partnership with Early College on campus, and I interface on a regular basis with Principal Edmonds, and she does a great job in leading the program. So as we talk about the overall request is that we receive $103,468, which is an increase of $6,458. I think we've heard tonight that there are increases across the board for lots of things for inflation. Well, there's also on those items that we have on the page, there's inflation in there also. So that is our request overall. And again, the number has been vetted and approved by our Board of Trustees before me bringing it to you here this evening. We appreciate your continued support. We appreciate everything that you provide to us, including our student base, as we serve 20.7% and 28 graduates that will be walking across the stage this year with both a high school diploma and a certification of diploma or associate's degree from the college.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We will take that under consideration.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Appointment of County Manager and approval of employment contract. Our attorney, you please lead us in that discussion.
Thank you, Chairman Tyner. Board members, before you tonight is a proposed employment agreement between the county and Julian F. Phillips of Gates County. The key terms of this agreement are that Mr. Phillips has agreed to be appointed as county manager for Northampton County and serve at the pleasure of the Northampton County Board of Commissioners. His proposed first day on the job would be 1 week from today on March 14th. Starting salary, $115,000. He will be provided access to a county automobile while performing his job duties. He's agreed not to use that vehicle while commuting. And Mr. Phillips has agreed to establish residency in Northampton by May 13, 2022. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Board members? Board members? No question, board members? To all of you, he'll be at our next meeting. He'll be introduced to you at our next meeting, and you have an opportunity to chat with him, have a conversation with him. If approved by the board members, what is your pleasure?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the appointment of Mr. Julian F. Phillips as county manager for Northampton County and approve the employment contract.
I have a second.
Second.
Moved and proper second that we approve the contract as given to us by Vice Chairman. Are there any questions in the discussion? All in favor, known by usual sign aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye, Boone.
Edwards,
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
are you voting?
Yes, sir. Aye.
Okay. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Want to make sure, because we got to go down this road together. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're gonna have they gave LeBron his telephone. I have a laptop here. I didn't know what was Ms. Garner, will you please come forward this time with your budget amendment as we go through each one of these?
Good evening, Chairman Tyner,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Faulkner, to the other board members. Your budget amendments tonight are as following. Budget amendment number 16, $2,181.76 is simply for insurance reimbursement for vehicle damage. And that would be for the Sheriff Department. Budget amendment number 20 is to cover the cost and fees of refunding the debt. And you'll see what is appropriated for Fund 62 and what's appropriated through the debt fund. Budget amendment number 21, $202,530. It's for COVID enhanced detection for our health department. Budget amendment number 22. Insurance reimbursement for damages to the awning at our Public Works Department, so that those funds will go back into our building repair and maintenance line. Budget amendment number 23. For our Sheriff Department, we're simply moving funds from his sale of assets, from federal assets, to his other equipment line to receive body armor or some vest. And I believe those are bulletproof vests that he's doing. Budget amendment number 24, and the final one, is also insurance reimbursement for maintenance and repairs to our Basin Center and to the bank and seaboard that was acquired by the county. Total was $23,674.77. And that is all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Board members, if you have any questions about any of these funds, just tell you where it's coming from, and also let you know where it is being posted. Give you a chance to look at those. Are there any? Are there any questions? Questions? She's given you all the documentation to go with all of it. Okay. Not, I would entertain a motion at this time that we would approve those amendments as given, budget amendments. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Moved and properly second that we would have the budget amendments approved as given. Then a question, any other discussion? Not, all in favor, let it known by usual sign aye.
I, Buffalo.
Faulkner.
Aye, Edwards.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. This time we shall have our citizens' comments and interim county managers.
No citizens.
No citizen?
No one said.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I need to step away to this meeting here in Richmond. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Okay. It's his board members, his team over there, the state championship in Richmond. Okay. At this time, there are no comment. Well, it says the county manager, interim county manager, it's been a pleasure being with you all. Really have. I do want to thank you, citizens of this county, for about a year I've held this seat. I want to say thank you, citizens, for working with me and understanding that I didn't know it all, but I learned it. And I want to say that our county is in excellent shape financially. You will see that in a few days, but I want to thank the members of our staff who worked so hard, and so many of them are new, get us to where we are right now. There is a new county manager coming, and we'll be working with that county manager. Continue working with that county manager till we know that he's understand it. He understands Northampton. He understands you, the citizens of our county. And I declare unto you, I believe that you're going to be pleased with him. He comes because he has that personality. He just desires to do what's right. He's from Gates County, so you know where Gates County is. A little about his history so that you will know he was the person in charge of the new facility in Winton, new prison in Winton. He was the person in charge there, and then they closed, and now he's gone to Georgia, and but he don't want to leave, and we just think he would be what we need for county manager. He'll be here with us, and he's going to work with us, and I'm not going to leave him. I'm not going to leave him. I'm going to be right here with him to make sure that he understand what it is that he needs to do in Northampton County. So I just want to say to you all, it's been a pleasure, and there are many things that we're going to be talking about in our next meeting about starting the construction of our new facility, courthouse, and we'll be talking to you all about that. We do have the note that we're just waiting for them to, we got notice that they're getting ready to drop that $14 million in our account. We hope at our next meeting that we'll be able to award those contracts, and that will be behind us. We also know that we do have a prison that we have attained, and we're going to be working on that next to get that up and running, because for us in Northampton County, that's going to bring us more dollars in our county. Other counties are waiting for us to come online with that. We're working with the sheriff department, and working with our own department, maintenance department, and getting ready for that, along with the water department. they gotta go online and make sure the system is working, the sewer system is working, and making sure that we have water and so forth there. So I just want you to know that we are still moving forward, and we're still waiting for the appropriation from the feds to talk about the building some houses here in Jackson, so that the people who come work with us, and just like the new county manager, that we'll have a place that he won't mind staying. We have homes for him. The new person just came in with Craig from, we'll have a place for these folks to live when they come. So we're working on that. Those places we're talking about building is for that reason. So we have places for people who work with the county, for teachers who work in the county. They'll have a place to live. So that's where we are. That's what we shall continue to do. And I want to say again, thank you for all the hard board members. Thank you for all the hard work that you have done. But without you, I would not have been able to fulfill these obligations. So thank you for all you've done, and we look forward to continuing to move forward. And now I'll get some rest that I certainly need. We just hope the best for Northampton County. I want to note now, board members, do you have, Ms. Boone, anything that you would like to say at this time?
Yeah, I'll just say good evening to everyone, and thank you for being present tonight for our commissioners meeting. First meeting of the month of March, Women's History, or should I say Women's Her Story Month. I just have one announcement. The JW Facing Senior Center, there will be a health and wellness fair there. And this announcement comes from Ms. Keisha Gary of our health department. She's encouraged us to share this out with the citizens, that on April 22nd, so you got some time so we can put it on our calendar, April 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're asking that we come out and support the Health and Wellness Fair. There will be healthy snacks, COVID information, blood pressure screenings, community resources, diabetes checks and information, healthy eating, and all the info that you will need to just stay healthy. So this will be taking place at the Senior Center, all right, right here in Jackson. And those are my announcements, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. Buffalo.
Good evening, citizens, and thank you for attending this evening. I have put two handouts over on the table with the agendas. One is regarding the USDA Rural Development, Single-Family Housing Repair Loans and Grants. So there's some information. If you know of any low-income homeowners, please share this information with them. We will be getting some others out. There aren't any left over there. There will be more. But as Mr. Spade, who's the new director for USDA for North Carolina, there is not enough activity or our citizens participating or requesting assistance from the USDA program. So we are trying to make sure that the information is put back out to our citizens so they will know that there are some opportunities available to them, that they may qualify for assistance from USDA Rural Development for some home repairs. And also, I just put out the brochure for the library here, and it will outline all of their activities for the month of March. There's only a few, and if you need anything additional, stop by the library, and Miss Lily Purnell and her staff will be happy to assist you. Thank you.
Just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Continue to share your thoughts, your concerns when the new county manager comes on board. I know that many of you will make your way to his office to share your views on how you think that the county can best move forward in many ways. Your expertise and your experiences are valued, and I'm sure he would like to hear them. Again, thank you all for coming out, and we look forward to moving forward together.
Board members, I want to also give you accolades tonight and say thank you for all that you do for Northampton County. As I was just listening to all of you, and each night when you come with your comment, I see that you're about helping people. You're about doing all you can to help Northampton County people. That's what this board is all about. That's why I like this board. That's why I love this board. I love working with you. Because in your heart is people of Northampton County and what we can do to make the people of Northampton County have a better life. So I want to thank you for the hard work that you do every day in your own way. Everybody got their own way. Thank you for all the work that you do. And then I want to thank you too for agreeing to disagree. Seems as though when we have our meeting, we try to be on one accord. Folks, y'all better believe me. I got some folks around me that I'm telling you, sometimes I wonder if we're gonna go to fighting or not. But at any rate, we can always come out. The millennials, you see them. They're hard to deal with, but we come out because we want what's best for the county. So tonight, I just want to give accolades to you, to all the staff members for all that you do. Then I want to say to our attorney, we work day and night all the time. Thank you, attorney, for all that you do, how you're leading us and directing us, making sure that we follow the policy, and making sure that whatever policy we have is correct. All we got to do is give it to you. Research, you go and do all the research that you need to do. And I just want to say thank you for your working with us. We would not be where we are if it wasn't for you. We have no lawsuits. And because we don't want to get in a lawsuit, we're going to lose. And it's because of your direction. Yeah, I said it and I say it again. We don't want no law. We don't mind lawsuits, but we want to win. Okay, I don't mind that. Don't make sure you understand that. Now I got two lawyers. I got him, and then I got my sister who is a lawyer, and I go to both of them because I can't stand no lawsuits where you gonna lose. I ain't going no courthouse knowing that you gonna lose. So I just want to make sure that I give you two accolades and say thank you for the work that you're doing for Northampton County.
Chair Tyner.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Over the past 12 months, we've lost 3 former county commissioners and many other very dedicated citizens that have worked tirelessly to help move forward our county. Citizens, if you will just bear with us a few more moments, we're almost done. I just want to ask everyone to reach out to their families if you know them. Doing this work, you give up many hours. If you've worked in any public service kind of position, you realize that sometimes you let your family have some dinners without you while you're running the road and meeting people and talking. And those 3, at least the 3 in the last 12 months, gave up much of their life to this county. And we would not be where we are today if they had not laid some groundwork for us to move forward. So I just want to, again, I know we did the proclamations. They were all separate, but as you read them, you start realizing life is short, too short to hate one another. We all love this county. You would not be here if you did not, because you could be home with your families tonight. So you are serving in some capacity just by your presence here. So again, I just want to recognize that and know that every day that goes by is a precious gift and don't take it for granted.
Please don't. Please don't.
And one more thing, and I know we gotta go, but I was looking at Ms. Janie Leona Harvey Grant's, the year she was born, 1919. That's historical even now, because in 1919, was when women's rights, they gained the right to vote. So she was born the year that women gained the right to vote. But of course, we know that, and she's still here. So she's seen the progress. Because still, even then, African-American women were not. You all know that African-Americans, we still didn't gain full rights to execute our right to vote. And then there are folks that want to take that away still, but yet and still, I'm just saying, take a look at Miss Janey. She is an example of just history. 1919 to 2022. That's just a blessing.
Could I have a motion to go into our closed session for just a few minutes?
I make a motion, Chairman Tanner, that we enter into closed session tonight regarding GS, General Statutes 143-318-11A6 personnel, GS 143-318-11A3 attorney-client privilege, and the same GS A4 EDC reporting.
A second. We'll properly second that we go to closed session. Any question, any discussion? Not all in favor, known by you, saying aye.
Aye, Buffalo.
Aye. Thank you. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you all for coming. We try not to keep